Hello, welcome to Burning Questions, June 28, a big show planned. We've got three very special guests lined up to preview the big meeting from Melton on Saturday night. We'll start with the woman that made us hold on for about 3 or 4 hours, Ever Justice. Look, I'm not too worried myself. It allowed me to go and pick the kids up, and I rang Kerryn Manning, and I think she was pretty happy that things got delayed. I think it was a busy morning there in Great Western, but Ever, thanks for joining us.
No worries. Thanks for waiting for me, guys. I feel like I'm becoming a bit of a regular these days. So, yeah, thanks.
Well, if we've waited this long, you better deliver some gold for us during the show. Kerryn Manning, it's not your debut on Burning Questions, but certainly your very first show with me. I think Jabon was the last person to get you on. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Good stuff. And Sam Barker is sporting a very fresh jacket there. Sam, any shout-outs you'd like to give to those that helped you? You know, I'm sure you're not that big a punter where you actually have earned a Betfair jacket yourself.
Yeah, well, thanks for the cattle boys, but probably got to thank you two for pushing them to get me a jacket. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Good stuff. Good to be on. Let's get stuck right into it. I'll just bring these fields up here on my screen. The very first sponsor is Pride's Easy Feed. They stand as a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the result you've been chasing. Who leads the opener on Saturday night and who'll emerge as winner of the fight? Kez, I might start with you here. You're not driving in this race, so you can have a bit of a guess and see what you reckon. You know these horses, fairly well. They're our top end horses. Who do you think leads the race, and then ultimately who do you think wins it?
Yeah, look, it's a pretty fast front line. I looked a few of Fiamma's races. I didn't realise she was as fast out as she was. She's going to look like a midget between Jilliby Jack Sparrow and Captain Hammerhead. I know that. She's going to, we won't be able to see her, I don't reckon. But they'll know she's there at the start. She's got pretty good speed. I reckon she might have the wood on Jack Sparrow. He just takes a little bit to wind up. I watched a few of his and he's quick, but she's extra quick, I think. So he'd have to be on his game to hold her out. So I'm going to think that she might lead, and I don't know whether she'll hold the front or not. She's pretty tough. Her record's pretty good. So I thought it was a bit of a step up for her a little bit, but I looked back through her form and she's raced some pretty nice horses and older horses. So she's whether she leads and wins, I don't know. But if she doesn't copy any pressure mid-race, she's a good chance of that. But there is some nice horses in there.
Yeah. Eva, you're not driving in this race either. What are your thoughts? I was probably agreeing with Kez. I thought sort of Jilliby Jack Sparrow would, do enough to get to the pegs, and then Mark Pitt and Fiamma would kind of work across and they'd be sort of leaders back. Am I off the boil or do you agree with that?
I kind of agree with everything. I think many things could happen, but I sort of think Jilliby Jack Sparrow does have enough speed to, if he wanted to hold out Fiamma, whether they want to do too much work to do so. But being over the 17:20, and that's his go, sort of leading over that short, and he can run quite a quick time. But I thought either way, Fiamma is going to get a really good run, because I don't think Crime Rider and Heavenly Charm are overly quick out, so there's also the potential it could get on its back. But if Jack Sparrow was to hand up to Fiamma, I think she would be really hard to beat, because I think majority of her wins, except for maybe one, they've all been in front. So yeah, I think Jack Sparrow will lead, but either way, Fiamma's going to get a really good run, because even if she doesn't lead, she could be leaders back or 1-1 behind Captain Hammerhead. So I think she's probably the main chance in this race.
Do you think the winner could potentially come outside of Jilliby Jack Sparrow or Fiamma? I probably don't, but I reckon our next guest might have something to say about it. But do you think they're the most likely two winners, Jack Sparrow and Fiamma?
Yeah, and I thought Captain Hammerhead, he'd probably want to improve a little bit off his last run. But if he was up to his best, I'd say those three are definitely, couldn't really see a winner out of those three, even though there are other horses off the back row still going really well, like Doolagiri's racing really well. But I just think those three will get the best runs in the race.
Yeah. Sam, Ultimate Vinny, your stable star, Barrier 7, he drops back in class to a grade that he's won in before. what are you planning to do with him? I assume you would press forward to some degree.
Yeah, well, there's probably no point going back. Been over the short. He's been running home in very quick sectionals. Just can't get into it. So back in the grade, but he's won a few races in before, so we're going to push forward with him. Captain Hammerhead will probably be in the breeze, I would say, but probably not going to, if he doesn't really want to hand up, we're just going to keep pushing until we get there, because I don't think there's much point going back. So there could be a bit of speed on, so we might pull a horse like Curly James into the race. But, yeah, I don't think there's much point going back, only if we can slot in somewhere. But, yeah, I wouldn't be scared to sit outside these horses and see where we line up against them, because we've got a few races we've got planned, but we've got to jump in the car and travel a bit of time for, so we kind of want to be going as good as we can. Well, no, we're going good before we jump in the car and travel to them.
Yeah. Is he good enough to sit in the chair and win? If not win, certainly run really well and even run a place, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think he's a huge place chance. I think they've opened him up on the tab market a bit over, to be honest with you, at $51. I think he is now. I think he's definitely not them price. He's raced free for all grade probably the last 4 starts now, and ran some good races in them. I know he's on the pegs last start. I was probably a little bit disappointed in him, but going back looking at it, when we use him out of the gate, we probably lose that high speed at the finish of the race, so he kind of just turns into a one-pace horse. So if we can get outside him, it's going to be ideal, because we can kind of quicken at our own tempo and kind of wind them up from the 600 or 700, you know what I'm saying, and turn it into a real staying contest.
Yeah. Good stuff. And where are you looking? You hinted at looking at races outside of Victoria. Where are we looking? Back to Tassie, Queensland, perhaps? Or are we looking at maybe Sydney instead of where the rest of it seems where everyone's going to Queensland? Maybe you'll head to Sydney.
Yeah, no, I'm going to head up. I might head up to Sydney in a couple of weeks. Just reckon that mile track up there would love him. Just run a quick mile up there in front, because he's got that gate speed. So just keep working forward until we bully our way to the front. Just keep on running.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good race. $10,000 first four jackpot too. We've got a feline friend there. Kez, who we got there?
Tom. He's joining in.
So, probably 50 horses at your property, one cat. What other animals have you got?
2 cats. Yeah, that's about it. A lot of miniature ponies.
Well, my daughter's getting to the age where she's starting to get interested in that, Kez. So maybe Sam could provide a paddock for me. You could do me some mates rates on a pony. Yeah.
Okay. I'll pencil you in.
Good stuff. And Eva, you can teach me how to drive or teach me how to train, whatever. Good stuff. Let's move.
I saw that video of you last week, so no.
Oh, you saw that?
You've got no potential.
Oh, well, hang on a minute. Kez, can you sort me out with a pair of steel cap boots as well while we're at it?
Good idea.
The Dunlop volleys are feeling the impacts of loving a Chevy's hoof there. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, it's not for me. I'll stick to talking about them and asking you guys about them. Let's move on. Combining the power of results and horse sectionals with Sulky app, you now have access to gate speed, swooper, ability, and behaviour ratings. Never miss a trainer, driver, or gear change again. Sulky app is a form guide revolution. Mufasa is off to chase the Queensland sun, but first, can you get this assignment done? We're talking about Mufasa Metro Race 2 on Saturday night. The Wagon Apollo Trotters Free for All will hold you to last ever. Might go to you here, Kez. A bit like the first race, these are our better trotters, top end horses. Really good race. And the return of Mufasa Metro adds another bit of intrigue to it. Who did you think would be winning the second race on the card?
Yeah, it is. It's a nice little field of horses. I think Mufasa's probably got a class edge over most of these. Aldebaran Zeus obviously is probably as good, but his 2 runs back haven't been quite as good yet. He might just need a few more runs, and there's a lot of them going well, but I don't think they could beat Mufasa. He's just a class above.
That's a pretty good push. He's actually opened up backable price. I thought he might have been shorter, to be honest. I agree with you. He's going to be hard to beat. Sam, Kelvin, your father has Mercenary in this race. Really nice horse, going well. I thought his last start was super. He draws barrier 4 here. I guess the big question for your stable is, are you going to press the button and go forward? You've shown that he's got good gate speed in the past. He went back last time out, but this looks a race he could potentially lead. What do you think?
Yeah, I reckon we can come across a sleepy and hold it out. I think it's probably going to be out of us two. Obviously, the one and was Avengers got to probably hand up in if we don't get across. But I think we're going to keep push. We're going to have to push earlier to get to the pegs. I'd be keen enough to hold the fronty. I think he's only ever led twice in his life, and he's won and run second. And when he won first up, when he just started going good, he won pretty easily by a good distance. And so and last start, I think he's back to his best. He kind of went off the boil a little bit after his last country cup up in Mildura. Just after that, he was just running nice thirds and fourths and sort of thing. But last start, he showed us he was back to his best when dashing home, really good sectionals. So, I think if we find the front, I wouldn't be scared to even hold it in front, knowing we can run good sectionals in front.
This sounds like a night where the Barkers are just going to pour the pressure on up front across the board.
I reckon. Sounds good to me.
What if Mercenary was able to win? What sort of strut would Calvin Barker have? He'd have the chest out, the big dark coat on. He'd be absolutely up and about at 40-1, I reckon.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. I don't reckon he'll be there for the first two. I think he'll just start popping his chest out later on in the night.
We'll get to that one later. Good stuff. Good insight there. Eva, over to you. I guess you like the sound of this. A bit of speed on. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? First up for Mufasa Metro.
Yeah, that would be really nice for him. It's actually a pretty good draw for him first up, because I know that we've been saying his first up runs have been under par. But if you look at all his first up runs, they've actually been really hard. He's either been in the death and they've run along, or he's actually had to do a bit of work, which we know isn't, even at his best, isn't really his go. And he's probably been a bit of the underdog in all his races. Like, he comes second to Just Believe that many times. It's ridiculous. And there's no Just Believe in this race, but in saying that, he is vulnerable first up. But I sort of expect him to win, but if he doesn't, I wouldn't be surprised either. And the main thing is sort of just to get him around safely, and hopefully he benefits on the run, because as we all know, he's got a big campaign coming up going to Queensland. So the main aim for this weekend is just to get him around safely and hit the line well, and hopefully benefit for it for the weeks after.
There is a fair bit of confidence in the camp that, he's good enough to win this. I mean, when you look at second to Just Believe, the form lines don't get any better.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, definitely. We're definitely confident he can win it. It's just if the race runs to plan, if there is a bit of speed on, that'll suit. And also the best horses in it, other than him, Aldebaran Zeus and One Overall. One Overall's last I didn't really think was his best, and Aldebaran Zeus hasn't been running up to his best. But if they do perform at their best, it will be hard for him. But it looks like it's a race where, hopefully he gets his chance to win first up.
Have you driven him much before?
I've driven him 3 times. I've had 3 thirds on him.
Okay, well, you got Hatch back home last week. Was that the first time you won on him? So maybe it's a nice little segue into Mufasa Metro.
That would be nice. And then Dad was saying, if you win on him, you might be able to twist my arm and fly up to Queensland. So I'll be doing my best, that's for sure.
I did read that, and that is in print at thetrots.com.au, so he can't go back on it ever.
No.
Good stuff. Good luck. Going to be a great race. Race 2, 5:33 p.m. Logical Staffing Solutions provide labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries. The logical solution for your staffing needs. Kez has a great chance in the Sprint Champs Clash. So will her charge have too much dash? We're talking about race 5 here. First leg of the quaddie just after 7 p.m. Surfing Makes Sense has drawn barrier 4. We'll come into 3 if the emergency doesn't get a run. Eva, you're driving the Balbajou, so we'll go to you, Sam. You're not involved in this one, but are you with Kez or are you against her?
Yeah, no, I'm with Kezi. I reckon she probably, if she finds the pegs early, I'd nearly say race is nearly all over. I know there's a few handy ones in it, but it's win it. Swan Hill last start was pretty impressive, I thought. So I reckon if it finds the pegs early, it's they're going to know she's in front, and I reckon it's going to be very hard to beat from out there.
Yeah, $30,000 race. Be a nice one to win, Kez. We'll go to Eva first. La Belle Bijou, Eva. This horse has just been going great guns. Just sort of keeps running into one better. Has been having sort of not tough runs, but not a lot of favours in her races. Looked well beaten last start, but closed off really good. I think it was at Ballarat behind Jolita. It might have been last Friday night, but you're a winning chance, but you'd need things to pan out, do you think?
Yeah, that's right. She's just doesn't have that point-to-point speed that a lot of those mares have. So like that's why Jolita got away from her on the turn, but then up the straight she really knuckled down. So she needs a lot of luck, but I'd nearly say she's one of the best horses in the race. But like if Kez's mare gets to the front, it's going to be nearly impossible to run down. I thought with the time she's been running at Charlton and Swan Hill, I think she went 56 and 55. So if she's in front and maintains a genuine tempo, it's going to be hard for anyone to really else get into the race. But I definitely think if things go our way, she's not out of it. We just need a bit of luck.
Yep. Kez, are you confident of getting the frontier? I've gone back a little bit, but your girl doesn't have like blistering gate speed.
No, she's come off the gate okay. Her first two, she got a little bit squeezed up at Charlton, and having fallen over on her at the start before, I was a little bit cautious on her, but she was really good. I chased her out a little bit at Swan Hill, but the others just had a bit more speed, so I just ended up dropping in and working forward. So, I think the three would nearly get across early, and it handed up at Swan Hill. So I'll hoping for that to happen again. She certainly, I think she can get off the gate a little bit quicker if I ask her, but she's learning all the time. She's becoming more of a racehorse now. It's taken her a little while. She's got a few quirks about her, but she's certainly got a big motor, and she jogged in at Swan Hill. She did that really easy. She knocked off at the top of the straight, and then and managed to sort of click her up, and she got going in at the end. But if something comes at her, she certainly finds.
Yeah. Was that the horse that fell at Melton that night?
Yeah, my broken wrist horse. That's her.
That's right. Sorry, I should be talking about you. Sorry, not the horse. But how did the horse pull up after that? Did I assume that type of episode could knock a horse around? Confidence wise, she's obviously she's come back in really good form.
Yeah, she had a bad injury to her knee. Luckily, it didn't go right down to the bone. It went close, but that took quite a bit of healing. She's in a box for maybe 3 months, and her shoulder had a bad rash burn on it. So she's healed up really well. She's actually come back a much better horse, matured horse. She's very dumb, so I don't think she would probably even remember falling over. But she's got quirks. She's learning all the time, and this time in, she's been a much more professional horse.
Yeah, good group of owners. Ken Salmon's in there, I see. Tab Big Bets. I don't know if you looked at those, Kez, but they send them through every week. I think she was $1.20 or $1.10 at Swan Hill. There was 4 bets. I think 2 people had 9,000 on her, and someone had 5,000, and someone had 4,000. That wouldn't be Ken Salmon, would it?
No. Wow, there's someone very brave out there. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, well, me either. But it was, if you're going to have a big bet, that's how you want them to win. That's for sure. Good stuff. Good luck in that race. Going to be a great one. That's first leg of the quaddie. 4 minutes past 7, $30,000 race. Fourth and final question. Race 6. Her winning sequence sits at 2. So will the Barkers be celebrating with another brew? I thought that was one of my better questions, that one. We're talking about race 6, the Aldebaran Park Mares Trotters final. Eva, you're not involved in this one, so you can go first here. Calvin Barker has Sequence, who's won her last 2. Kerryn Manning has Valerie Lane, been a very consistent horse. What do you think? Sequence wins this, or would you look somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm sort of leaning. I think Sequence will be winning this, and the way Sam's been talking, it doesn't look like they'll be taking no for an answer all night. So I think he'll be finding the front. She'll be finding the front, sorry, and she'll be hard to beat. And her run last start in the heat was really good. She did a lot of work and finished off strong with more in the tank. So can't really see her getting beat, but they are trotters, so anything could happen. And Kerryn should get a nice run on the fence. You'd think maybe 3-4 fence, but I just think that Sequence will be able to lead and on its own terms, even if it does cop a bit of pressure, it sort of proved that it can do that and still finish off. So yeah, I can't really see it getting beat.
Did you ever drive against Sam in a race ever?
No, I didn't.
Well, good luck for you, because with these tactics, he's probably the right sort of guy to be driving these horses. Kez, you would have driven against Sam a bit over the journey. He tends to, he doesn't muck around when he wants the front.
No, you know he's there. That's right.
But he bangs into your wheels all the time, doesn't he? We'll go to you, Kez. I think your horse was fifth last time out, chased home Sequence. Any chance you can turn the tables?
No, I highly doubt it. She's been in okay form for a little while, Valerie, but a bit below par. That her run in the heat was actually probably her best run for a little while, but yeah, she's certainly drawn the right spot to get a nice soft trip, and yeah, she might be able to sneak a fifth hopefully or something like that. But she's a little bit out of form too much, I think. But Sequence, I think, yeah, the run was very good. Ballarat last two have been great. I'm just going to tip against her. I'm going to tip Rapid Return. It's a nice horse on the way up. I know it's a little bit of a step up in class, but it got home very good at Ballarat off a soft trip, obviously, but got held up for a little while. So might be able to, yes, I'm going to tip that one, but Sequence will be very hard to beat.
Okay, good stuff. Sam, what's the thoughts here? Sequence been really good. I know Calvin's been pretty open in saying, well, potentially this is the best horse he's trained before. What are the plans? Press forward? Is that just the way all night?
Well, he also said I was a better driver out of the two brothers, so I don't know if he's right on them comments. But anyway,
hang on. Yeah. What's he got to beat? How many wins did Mitch drive?
Yeah, I think he's only got 10, but
yeah. Probably are. I might even have Mitch covered as well. But anyway, that's a nice little accolade. Feather in your cap.
Leading horses, eh?
Anyway, Sequence.
So I reckon she does find the front. Obviously, Bigger Wire's got to hand up to us because it's probably got more gate speed than this. So it did at Ballarat, so it should again, I would say. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's as easy as just find the front and win. There's a few handy horses in this race. I know she won at Ballarat. Was copping a fair bit of pressure, but like I said, she's still only probably learning her gate speed, so I'm still not very confident on really chasing her out of the gate. It's probably the only last two times she's ever showed gate speed in her life. Before that, we've probably never pushed her. I think if you go back 3 starts at Melton, she got about triple crossed. So we're still not really too keen on really pushing her out of the gate early, but she's definitely shown enough gate speed to be probably first there. Do any of the ones on the inside, I don't think anything can cross us from out wide. So we'll definitely be first there, and we're definitely pushing the button to obviously find the front. It's just a matter of if we can hold them off late.
Is she potentially a better horse than Sequence? Than Mercenary, sorry?
Well, you can't really say that. Mercenary's got the riding on the board. Potentially down the track. Yeah, there's obviously a chance. She's only little, but she's got a big heart.
Will she make that board in the back corner? Or is she already on there? She might already be on there.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, she is on there.
She
made it on there after.
Can we have a look at that? Can we pan the camera there or not? No one will know this. There's a board there. It's a bookies board with the Barker family's best horses. Ultimate Vinny's, see that spot second? He's going on, isn't he? He's in his label's in the makings, isn't it?
Yeah, I just got to get someone with a bit more need handwriting than me to write it up there.
You wouldn't be able to spell it, would you?
No, definitely not.
I'll sort you out. Good stuff. Good insights. Good luck. You got a great hand, the Barkers, on Saturday night. Sharps Bakery best bets time. Kez, I ask everyone about this, and I think I know the answer to this one. Sharps Bakery sponsor our best bets in probably the last 2-3 months. Have you tried the world famous vanilla slices? And if so, could you give us a score out of 10, please?
Me? Oh,
you.
yeah.
If you've tried the vanilla slices, haven't you? I think you take an esky with you to Birdship, don't
I'm
you?
awake now.
Sorry.
Ken Salmon gets them for me, so they are very good. No doubting they're probably the best I've had.
Yeah, good stuff. Best bets. I think I told you to provide one for us, and if I haven't, I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your best on Saturday night?
Gosh, I'm going to say Serving Makes Sense. Put the pressure on myself, but the way she's going, I'm pretty confident she can hopefully get the job done.
Good stuff. Yeah, I think it's very hard to beat. $2.50 according to Craig Rails, about the right price, so that's not bad. Eva, your best bet on Saturday night, please.
Yep, I'm not putting any pressure on myself because every time I do it doesn't work out. So my best bet, I was just going to do race 1, number 4, Fiamma, because I thought anyway the race pans out, she'll be getting a good trip. So just based on that, she's coming back from a Menangle campaign, so she should be rock hard fit. I've gone with her.
Good stuff. Fiamma, race 1, number 4. Sam, pressure on yourself, pressure on Kelvin, or pressure on someone else?
I'm still in two minds. I'd nearly go Mercenary Place, but I've probably got to go Sequence. Go down Sequence track.
Sequence straight out the win?
Yeah.
What about the multi, the Ultimate Vinny to win, Mercenary to win, Sequence to win multi?
Well, that was thrown out the window last night when I had a show jumper going in the first corner.
That's true. Well, I'm going to double up here on Sequence. Found it a tricky night of racing, but my best bet as well, race 6, number 5, Sequence. So we're in agreement there, Sam. First time probably in our lives. And it is a bit of a worry. Yeah, it is a bit of a worry for me, to be fair. Really appreciate everyone jumping on. Thanks, Eva. Sorry to disrupt your day a bit, but I really appreciate you jumping on.
That's okay. You didn't disrupt it too much.
Well played. And Kez, really appreciative of you jumping on. I think a night at the movies might be in store. Am I right?
Well, that was the plan, but I think the day's got away on me and I've got too many things to do now.
So Netflix and chill might be.
Yeah, could be.
Sounds good. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. And
Sam, thanks for joining us. You better get that horse up to Ballarat for race 1. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be trying my best.